Good evening, all of you. So, in day 13, we are going to discuss about strings and how to create a strings in Python. And we are going to discuss about string indexing and splitting and reassigning a strings and deleting a strings. So, these are the topics I have discussed in the previous class. So, now today class we will going to discuss about basic string operations. So what are the basic string operations, or what are the methods, or what are the built-in functions in strings? So we'll go and discuss today. So one of the basic built-in functions in strings in Python is capitalize. So by using this capitalize, so convert the first character of the string to uppercase. So you have to convert the first character of the string to uppercase. So for example, str1 is equal to this is a test string and another sentence. So in this example, t is a small letter. So t is a small letter. So now I am going to convert this starting character as uppercase. Then you have to use a capitalize function. So print followed by str1 dot followed by capitalize. So then the first character of the string will be going to convert into uppercase. Then we'll get the output as a small t is going to convert into a capital T. So for that you have to use a capitalize function. And second one is case fold. So what is a case fold? So convert this string to lowercase. So it will go and convert this string into lowercase letter. So for example, here it contains T. So it is a capital T, and is a capital IS is, and it contains R is a capital letters. So that is a str1. Now I am going to convert this capital letters convert to lowercase letters. So by using a case fold. So str1 dot case fold. Then I got the output in all are in small case letters. So by using a case fold, you are going to convert this string into lowercase letters. And second one is a center. So add a specified character around this string. So it is possible to add a specified character around this string, and also default is a space. So what is the name? What is the name you are going to given to the string? That name is going to display in a center of the screen. So center of the screen. So by default, it will go and take these spaces, and after that it will go and print the string. So in this example, I am taking a str1 is equal to test. So now I am going to write a print str1 dot center and followed by 10. So then it will go and take the 10 spaces. It will go and take the 10 spaces. After that, it will go to print the test. So whereas in a second example, str2 is equal to string. Now I am going to print this string, or I am going to add before and after this string. I am going to add x value. So like x symbol I want to add before and after the given string, that is str2. So for that I am writing here str2 dot center and followed by 10 comma. So here 10 is indicate that the length of the given string. So total the length of the string is 10 characters. So in this example, it contain total length of the string is 6 characters, and the remaining 4 characters which will be filled with capital X. So that will be filled with before the string and after the string, and the total number of characters will be 10 characters. I hope you will be understanding what I am saying. So by using a center, we have to add a specified character around this string, or by default it will contain the spaces. So let us execute this code. So I have to open Google Colab. So I have to open the Google Colab Jupyter Notebook. So if you use this Google Colab Jupyter Notebook, it's not required to download the Python, and it's not required to download the Anaconda navigator in our computers. So after that I will choose a new notebook. Okay, so it is open the Jupyter notebook. So now I'm going to type the first one. So str1 is equal to test. Str1 is equal to test, and print str1 dot and followed by center and followed by 10 characters. So after taking these spaces, it will go and print the test. And after that I'm writing str2. So str2 is equal to string. So string, it contains 6 characters, and now I'm going to print that str2 dot center and followed by 10 comma. So the total length of this string will be 10 characters and followed by, so already 6 characters are given in the string 2. So now I'm going to fill with the remaining characters with the x value. So that means a total before string it will going to fill with 2 characters, and after string it will going to fill with uh, 2 characters. Total length of the string will be 10 characters. So now execute this code. So for first time you want to you want to execute this code, it will going to take some time, and after that it will going to print the output of the given example. So this is output. So it will go and take the spaces, and after that it will go and print the test. So whereas in string 2 it will go and fill with x value before and after, and the total length of the string is 10 characters. So that is about a center method. So next one ends with. So by using this ends with function, so true if the string ends with a specified character. So for example, uh, if you want to enter string or characters, so that characters will be end with a given example, then it will go and print a true. Otherwise, it will go and print a false. So for example, so the string 1 is equal to test string. So now I'm going to find out whether the string will be end with the ing or not. So for that I'm writing here, so string 1 dot ends with the and followed by ing. So in this given example, the str1 which will be ended with the ing. So it is true. So it is true. That's why it will go and print the output is true. Otherwise, it will go and print output is false. So let us in Google Colab. So if you want to go for another code, you can click on plus code. So that is str1 is equal to test string. Test string. And now I want to print str1 dot str1 dot and followed by what is a file, what is a function ends with the. So ends with the and followed by ing. So the string is ends with the ing. If it is ends with ing, it will go and print true. Otherwise, it will go and print false. So in this example, the string is ends with the ing. That's why it will go and print the true. So for example, if you are giving a ng, let us take ng. So it is also true. So let us take another variable with or WID. So in this example, it will go and print false. So why? Because the string cannot be ended with the WID characters. So that's about ends with the characters. So next one is expand tabs. expand tabs. So set tab size to specified value. You have to set the tab spaces, that is a customized tab spaces you have to specify. So but by default it will going to take 8 spaces. So for example, str1 is equal to test and followed by slash t and a string slash t and test. So print str1 dot expand tabs followed by 2. So that means it will go and take 2 spaces, and after that it will go and print next strings. So next one, str1 dot expand tabs and followed by 10. Then it will go and take 10 spaces between the test string and the test. It will go and take 10 spaces, and after that it will go and print the this string. So for example, let us execute this code. So test slash t string slash t and followed by string. So the function name is expand tabs. The function name is expand tabs and followed by you have to mention the spaces. How many spaces you want required, you have to mention. So for the first time I will mention 2. Then you have to execute the code. Now it will go and take 2 spaces, and after that it will go and print the string, and it will go and take 2 spaces, and after that it will go and print the next string. So in the place of slash t, which will go into print in the place of slash t, which will go and take 2 spaces, and it will go and print the test string and followed by string. For example, if you give it spaces is 10, then it will go and take the 10 spaces, and after that it will go and print the next string. So between test and string it will go and take 10 spaces, and after that it will go and print the next string. So that is called as a expand tabs. And the next one is a find. So find operation. So find the first occurrence of a specified characters within the given string, and if it is find, it will go and return the position. So by using a find function, you have to find out the first occurrence of a specified characters within the given string. If the characters are find in the given string, then it will go and print out that position. So next one, for example, if it is not find, then it will go and return the -1. So for example, in this example, str1 is equal to test string followed by test, and print str1 dot find and followed by es. So I want to find out whether the characters es will be there in the given string or not. So for example, if you want to execute this line, then I got the output is 1. So why? Because the ES will be find out at the first occurrence. So that is the index number 0, the character is T, and index number 1, the character is E. So that's why it will go on to find out the ES characters at index number 1. So next, for the next second statement, print str1 dot find of ES comma 5. So ES comma 5. So that means that you have to take 5 number of characters, index number 5. So for example, 0 is a capital T, and 1 is a E, and 2 is a S, 3 is a T, and 4 is a space. So index number 4, it will go and store space, and index number 5, so it is index number 5, it will be start with the S. So then, so index number 6 T, index number 7 R, index number 8 I, and index number 9 N, index number 10 G, and index number 11 it is a space, and index number 12 it is a capital T, and index number 3. 13. So at index number 13, you are going to find out the next occurrence. You are going to find out the next occurrence at index number 13. So that's why it will go and print that position. It will go and print that position of the character. So from index number 5. So from index number 5 to up to from index number 5 to up to where the ES will be going to find in the given string on that particular position, which will going to find out the character, then it will go and print that position value. So whereas in the next line, str1 dot find es comma 5 comma 10. So this is a starting range. So index number 5 to index number 10. So es characters are there or not. So if it is there, then it will go and print that position. Otherwise, if it is not available from index number 5 to 10, then it will go and return -1. So in this example, there is no characters will be start with the ES between the index number 5 to 10. So that's why it will go and return the output is -1. So -1 indicate that there is no characters. You are not going to find out any characters at particular position. So if it is not find out any characters at particular position, it will go and return -1. Otherwise, it will go and return the position of the characters. So that is about a find operation. So any doubts up to now? So if you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the chat box. So if you have any doubts, so please post your queries in the chat box. Okay, so we'll go for next one. So that is about a find operation, find method. So next one is a format. So the format method specified value in specified format and combine the strings. So this format method we are already discussed in previous class. So that is about where the values will be available in between open and closing curly brackets. So on that open and closing curly brackets, it will go and hold some value, which will go and hold the some value. So for example, S1 is equal to string with the two values and 0. So index number 0 and index number 1 and followed by dot format and 1 and 2. So at index number 0, the string is 1 and at index number 1, the number is 2. So that's why it will go and print a string with the two values. So 1 and 2. So next one is S2 is equal to string with the two values. So first and second. So dot followed by format, first is equal to ONE1. So in the place of first, which will go and fill with the ONE1, and in the place of second, which will be filled with the 2. So that's why I got the output is a string with the two values 1 and 2. So then I want to print the S1 and S2. Then I got the output is 1 and 2. So next one is marks percentage is equal to, so marks percentage and followed by I want to specify the colon and followed by dot 1% percentile. So that means after fraction, after floating value it will go and take only first position. I mean only after dot it will go and print only one number. So print the marks percentage dot format 0.7522. Then I got the output is marks percentage is 75 dot followed by 2. So that is a format function. So will be used format function in for writing of or for holding of a values. So next one is alpha number. Is alpha number. So check the entire string is alpha numeric or not. For example, str1 is equal to test string. So the entire string is a alpha bits. It contains alpha bits. So I want to test it. String1 dot is alpha number. Yes, it is alpha number. So it is a it contain only alphabets. There is no numeric value. So it contain only alphabets. So that's why it will go and print a true. So whereas in the second one, test space string, I am giving a space here. Then I want check it str1 dot is alpha number or not. So then it will go and print a false value. So why? Because I'm maintaining a space here. So next one str1 equal to test1. So it is a 1 and followed by string. So it contain both alphabets and numeric values. So that's why which will also print true only. So this is not a true and remaining a true. So next one is alpha. Is alpha. So for example, test string, whether the str1 is alpha or not. It is true. So it is true. Why? Because it contains only alphabets. So next to str1 is equal to test space string. So then I want to check it whether it is a alpha bits or not. So str1 dot is alpha. So here I am maintaining a space here. That's why it will go and print false. So next to str1 is equal to test1 string, and here I am using a numeric value. So that's why it will be also print a false value. So next one is identifier. Is identifier. So I want to check it whether the variable yeah, which will belongs to identifier or not. So whether the variable is identifier or not. For example, str1 is equal to test, and I want to verify that whether test is a valid identifier or not. So str1 dot is identifier. So then I got the output is a true here. So let us execute this code in Jupyter Colab, Google Colab Jupyter Notebook. So you can click on plus. So now we have tried the code str1 is equal to test. Str1 is equal to test, and print str1 dot is identifier. So is identifier. So let us execute this code. So here in this example, test is a identifier, valid identifier. So for example, I will take one more thing, str2. str2 is equal to, I will write here while loop. So while keyword, while, and I want print and followed by str2, str2 dot and followed by is identifier. So I want to check it whether str2. So the str2 contain while. Now I am going to check the condition. So it is also print. It is also a valid identifier in Python. So that's why it will print true only. So for example, I will write in the place of while, I will write for loop, for keyword. Then let us check it. So it will be also valid. So for example, I will use one more variable type. So it will be also print true only. So that is about a is identifier. And next one is lower. So to check if the string is in a lowercase letter or not. So if it is S, then it will go and return true, otherwise it will go and return false. So for example, str1 is equal to test. It contains only lowercase letters. So that's why it will return true. And str1 is equal to capital T and followed by remaining are small case letter. Then str1 dot is lower. So whether the given string is lower, no. So it contains capital T. That's why it will go and print output is false. So next one is numeric. So whether the given string is a numeric or not. So check if the string has digits only. So str1 is equal to test. It contains only alpha bits. So that's why it will print output is false. And str1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. So it contains only numeric data. So that's why it will print true. And str1 is equal to 123.23. It is a float number. It is not a numeric value. It is a float value. That's why it will going to print output is false. So next one is upper. Is upper. So check all characters in uppercase letters or not. So check if all characters in uppercase. So for example, str1 is equal to test. So here I am using only small case letters. Then I want to check it str1 dot is upper. So it is upper? No. So that's why it will print output is false. And str1 is equal to test. Now it contain all are in uppercase letters. So now I want to check it str1 dot is upper. Yes, it is upper. So that's why it will print output is true. So next one is a lower. So return string in a lowercase letter. So I want to convert this entire string into lowercase letters by using a lower function and print str1 dot lower. Then I got the output in lowercase letters. So that is a capital T which will be converted into small t. So that is about a lower. And next one is the upper. So convert string to uppercase letters. So str1 is equal to test and followed by string. Then str1 dot upper. So then this string will be going to convert into all are in uppercase letters. So that is a upper function. And next one is a remove prefix. Remove prefix. So what is the prefix here? For example, uh, if you write a name, for example Sai. So Sai is the actual name, and their initial will be N. So n dot Sai. So it is the initial. Now I want to remove this prefix to the Sai. So I want to remove prefix to the name. So then I will be use a function remove prefix and followed by test. So then the test will be removed from the given string, and it will go and print output is only in a string only. So next one is remove suffix. So now I want remove Sai. So whereas in previously I want delete the uh, uh, initial to the name. Now I want to remove the Sai. Then I will write here str1 is equal to test string. Then I will write str1 dot remove suffix and followed by string. So it is a suffix value. So I want to remove this suffix character. Then after removing this suffix characters, I got the output is a test only. So that is about a remove suffix and remove prefix values or prefix characters. So that is about different types of operations can be done on the strings. So this topic we already discussed in previous class about in a strings accessing how to store the characters in strings, and after that slicing and joining of operations we are discussed already in a previous class, and also we have discussed about reverse slicing. Okay, so that topic we are already covered in a previous session. So now let us see the next one is string methods and formatting strings in Python. So first one is string formatting, Python string formatting. So one of the Python string formatting is escape sequence. Escape sequence. So for example, so when will be going to use this escape sequence? So let us discuss here. So for example, str is equal to they said, comma, and again I will be open the double quotes, hello, what's going on. So here I'm using two double quotes. So actually the string can be enclosed in a single quote or double quotes. So if you are using a double quotes in two times in the given string, then it will go and print syntax error. Syntax error. So for avoiding these syntax errors, you have to go for the escape sequence. So let us see how we're going to use escape sequence in Python for avoiding a syntax errors. So using triple quotes. So I'm using the triple quotes. They said what's there. Then it will go and get the there is no nothing. It will display as it is. So for example, escape sequence in a single quotes. So here I'm using a single quote. So it will start with a single quote and it will end with a single quote. So in between I'm using a double quotes also. So inside the single quotes I'm using a double quotes. So that is what's going on. So that can be written in double quotes. So if you write like this, then it will go and produce the syntax error. So whereas in by using escape sequence characters, you can avoid the syntax errors. So that is you have tried they said comma and in double quotes what's I'm writing as a backslash. I'm writing as a backslash and it is a escape sequence character and followed by going on and close the double quotes and close the single quote. Then it will be a valid statement in Python. So that's why it will go and print the output is they said comma what's going on. And the next one is escaping double quotes. So here I'm using a single quote. Now I'm going to start with the double quotes. So double quotes they said comma and I'm writing again double quotes what's going on and I'm going to close the two double quotes here. So in between I'm going to use escape character sequence backslash and followed by backslash here. So actually if you write this without using a escape sequence, which will going to produce the syntax error. For avoiding that syntax errors, you have to use the escape sequence characters. So the escape sequence characters will be write by using a backslash. So these are the different types of escape sequence characters. So can use backslash and followed by new line. So for printing of a new line, you have to use a backslash. For example, print Python 1 backslash, Python 2 backslash, and Python 3. Then output will be getting as like this. So Python 1, Python 2, and Python 3. So that is a new line. And a double backslash. So if you use a double backslash, then it will go and print a single escape sequence backslash. And if you use a single backslash in a single quotes, then we'll get the output in um, backslash only. We will get the output in only in backslash only. So next, if you are using a uh, backslash in a double quotes, then we will get the output in uh, double backslash only. And next two characters which will be already used in C programming also slash a for bell and slash b for backspace. So for example, I want to maintain a space between hello and followed by slash b and world. Then it will go and print like this: hello followed by space world, and a form feeding and a slash n for a new line. So all these will be comes under different types of escape sequence characters and a slash r and a slash t horizontal tab and vertical tabs and hyphen backslash whoa. So that will be called as a it will go and print the octal values. So for example, print double quotes slash 110 octal number for 110 and a slash 145 backslash 154 backslash 154 backslash 157. So then output is going to display as a hello. So it is a octal values. That octal values will be converted into strings. So for 110, 145, 54, 154, 154 and 157, the output is hello. So and also you will be write hexadecimal also. So for example, slash x 48 slash x 65 slash x 6c slash x 6c and slash x 6f. Then I got the output is hello. I hope you'll be understanding what I am saying. So these are the different types of escape sequence. So for example, in this example I'm using all are in double quotes. In double quotes I'm using a double backslash. Then I got the output in with a single backslash c colon slash user slash devan sharma slash python 32 slash lib, and this is the backslash n. It is a new line, so it will print first line, and after that it will going to print the next line, multi-line codes. And this is slash x 48 slash x 45 slash x 58 representation. It is hexadecimal representation. What is hexadecimal representation? So this is hexa, hex. So 48, 45 and 58 can be called as a hex representation. So that is about the escape sequence characters. And also, if you want to print same raw string as it is as the output, then you have to use a small r before the formatting. So before the formatting, you have to use a small r or capital R. So that we're going to get the same raw string only. For example, I'm writing a print r and followed by c colon double slash user double slash Devan Sharma double slash Python 32. So then I got the output is same. So raw string, this is a raw string. If you want print raw string as it is, then you have to use before the print you have to use r or capital R. So here small r capital R indicate as a raw string. And a format method, just now we are discussing about a format method in previous slides. And percentile operator. So by using a percentile, we will going to print the output. So for example, integer is equal to 10, float equal to 1.290, and string is equal to Devansh. So now I am going to print I am integer, and my value is %d. And the next one slash n, I am float, and my value is %f. Slash n, I am a string, and my value is %s, and followed by percentile operator, and uh, followed by variables. So what are the variables here? Integer, float, and strings. Then I got the output is I am integer, and my value is 10, and I am float, and my value is 1.290, and I am string, and my value is Devansh. So by using a percentile, we will go to print the values like as a C programming. So but there is a difference here. So in C programming you have to use message followed by personality comma, and after that you have to use a variable. So whereas in Python you have to use a message and followed by formatter string, and there is no comma. There is no comma, and followed by percentile operator, and followed by variables. So that is the difference here. Uh, so for example, I will go to code in Google Colab. So I will go to take another code. So first one is integer. So let us take one L1. I will take L1. L1 is equal to 10, and L2 is equal to 1.290, and L3 is equal to, I will write a string. I will write a string is a psi. So then I want print. So you have to print individually also. So uh, first one is the integer value. So integer value. So the message is integer value, and followed by formatter string is a %d, and space, there is no comma, space, and followed by percentile, and followed by variable L1. So variable L1. So I want print individually. That is L1. So then let us execute this code. So the output is integer value is 10, and similarly you have to print float value. So for printing of a float value, you have to write a message float value. So float value, and followed by formatter string is %f, and there is no comma and a percentile and followed by variable name. So the variable name is L2. And similarly, I want to print a string. So print string value. So string value and followed by the formatter string is percentile s and followed by percentile and followed by variable name is L3. Now let us execute once again. So now this is the output. So integer value is 10 and the float value is 1.29 and the string value is Sai. So whereas in C programming, you have to use a message and followed by personality and followed by comma. So in C language, you have to use a comma and followed by variable and followed by variable. For printing of a value, so you have to write in C programming message and followed by formatter string comma and followed by variable. So whereas in Python, you have to write same as a C language, but there is a difference here. That is, you are not going to use a comma, and you have to use for printing of variables. You have to use a percentile operator. So that is the only difference here, and remaining thing will be almost similar to the C programming printf function only. And the next one is string operators. So this string operators we'll go and discuss in the next class. So what are the different types of symbols which will be used in string operators and followed by examples. So we'll go and discuss it in the next class. And if you have any doubts up to now, you can post your query in the chat box. I will try to answer your queries. So that's all about today class. And in the next session, we will go and discuss about operators in strings. So any doubts up to now? So any doubts up to now? So if you don't have any doubts, that's all about today's session, and we'll go and meet in the next session. So thank you.